from the top lane. Our mid laner was hovering Yasuo, luckily they banned it out. This person chose not to ban, so if they get in a bad matchup, I do not want to hear them whine. So unfortunately, I'm most likely going to have to blind pick unless they lock in something here that I know I can play around. And since he was going Yasuo, I was going to go in AP, but I'm going to go with my original plan now. So the big weakness you want to exploit when playing Yorick is the whole part where if you can jump out of his cage, he is significantly less scary. I don't know if the E works that way, but we'll see. Worst come to worst, I can try to just clear out his ghouls, I guess. So my strategy here is just turn that into a farm lane. My goal is wave clear. So I'm going to change it. I was planning to go for sudden impact because of the E, but... Thinking I might just want to go Taste of Blood and Ravenous Hunter. Because the other options would be I could go in the Resolve tree, go for Conditioning just for more defenses and like Second Wind, I think it's called. There's quite a few options. Thing is, I don't think I'll find it under Sorcery. Actually, Zombie Ward wouldn't be too bad this game. I'm going Zombie Ward. This is one of the things I wanted to test top lane, how I rarely get jungle attention from the allied jungler. The enemy will usually camp me because he realizes, hey, I can go this way and their jungler is just going to farm his chickens. And I'm hoping maybe this will give me a little bit more coverage, we'll see. And then I've just been saying for quite a while now, oh, I'll get an Urgot game eventually, I'll get it eventually, and we'll try today. Nice way to wrap up the season. So you got to see the page, there's my team. I'm going to take Teleport just because, hey, there's not really a better choice. This is kind of a sustained matchup anyway. I'm going to have to use my shield to block his really nasty stuff, try to clear out his ghouls with my passive and my Q. And we'll see where it goes from there. I might be able to use my E to jump out of his cage. That I'm kind of curious about. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe Mana Flow Band wouldn't have been too bad here, but oh well. Generally for Urgot, you don't really build Tear or Frozen Heart anymore. Before his rework, yes, mana stacking on him really was a thing. I think his old shield even scaled off mana. Now I think it scales off health. Hence the Black Cleaver, Frozen Mallet core build on him. So one of the things I want to talk about is I am looking at who I'm going to try to pick up for my top lane characters for the new season. Gnar, Urgot are two of the top contenders for like blind picks. Basically they're kind of tanky, they have range. I can play them a few different ways depending on how the matchup goes exactly. And he just knows Mundo's running Electrocute. So I do want the Duran Blade. I may get a Cole on this back, we'll see. But overall, I think my win condition is just try to aim for the late game team fights. So Ashe is running lethal tempo, I can respect that. It's going to synergize with their passive fairly well. So there is one thing I do have to warn you guys about this matchup. Under no circumstances are you ever to allow him to hit your weak point for massive damage. That is just the end of you. But anyway, I should go over how Urgot works, since I don't think I've shown him on the channel as of his rework. I think I did one game before his rework at that. Passive is Echoing Flames. Your basic attacks and W will cause the flames to erupt from his legs. It's like a shotgun blast, deals percent HP damage with a little bit of flat. 30-second cooldown per leg, level 1, and then it will go down as you level up. It's very short late game, so you're firing that almost constantly. Q is Corrosive Charge. You fire a charge, it'll detonate a split second later. Has a slow attached to it. W is Purge. You will create your shield. You'll start firing your machine guns. You slow yourself, and yeah. You have slow resistance too, I guess. Dang it, I backed off. So I'm using the auto attack thing to pull his minions out. There he comes. Mundo is really badly banged up. He should be able to smell Mundo, so I'm in a really bad spot here. Sadly, that was still massive for Yorick. It got me off him for a while. You can see that he has actually taken a CS lead. And right here I need to just poke him whenever he comes forward. And I have to flash here. Most likely I'm dead anyway. And the sad part is I didn't actually get buffs off that. I think Warwick got executed.
Executed.
Come play, Yorick.
An ally has been slain.
If they do not stop me, they will die. It is just that simple. I shall perform your rites. Survive. Tell me.
Time to die. He didn't put his W up, so he doesn't get the tenacity. But it looks like it doesn't really matter. So anyway, to further bully him, I'm going to go into Phage, and I'm also going to grab one more longsword, which will ultimately become the frozen mallet fist thing. But yeah. So how much healing has he got? Because I've played this really badly. He's gotten 6 hits off on me. He now has his Sheen. He is not running Eyeball Collector. Actually, I can tell that right here. So that does work. Someone told me about that little combo there. That you can use the E, then the Rise, and you'll catch people off guard.
Where will they run when the whole city burns?
So remember, I still have to test that I can actually jump through that with the E. Yeah, and execute off on me.
Survive this city, deserve it.
So I have to admit, right now I'm a little upset I did not take Demolish.
Their cries are calling me.
But anyway, the Kindle Gems can give me a bigger shield on my Purge. And the reason, in case you're wondering why I said I'm bad, is because I am sucking with this last hitting, man.
An ally has been slain.
must be tested.
An enemy has been slain.
I was a little disappointed how much he healed there, but I still pulled that off. Getting concerned about mid lane, actually, to be honest. That tower is going to go down before I actually want it to go down. Anyway, Cleaver is more HP, so I also picked up another Ruby Crystal. This shield is up to about 300, and it's going to go up as I rank up the move. So as he's... Actually, she's right.
We will rise from the rubble, stronger than before.
So right here I'm wondering, can I catch Lux from behind? Okay, Mundo, we need you down here. If he doesn't come, I have to be on zoning duty, which I'd prefer not to do.
There is no coming back. As intoxicating.
Fuck it. This is extremely dangerous. It's one of those turn on Warwick if he shows up type deals. So Mundo kind of fucked us here. I can clear out the bot, but like he had zero pressure anywhere. He did not fight the dragon. He did not do anything anywhere. We lost 3 towers because his dumb ass would not come down to the dragon pit. Anyway, this is down to a 5-second cooldown. Gonna need lucid boot, or not lucid, Merc treads this game.
I want to see their faces when I tear them away.
Now I'm hoping that he finally got that tower, it's out of his system. He'll actually do something somewhere. Crap. Okay, good. Nope, I gotta get over here. Okay, for the rest of this game, I will be going through Postgame Commentary. So right here is when I'm going to finally call out Mundo, because he is screwing everyone royally. He's by far the worst jungler I've had this entire set, which is really, really depressing. So the whole thing is, he's like, okay, so imagine two scenarios. Usually I'll make fun of Master Yi and a lot of the other farm-heavy junglers because they only farm. But the thing is, as long as they're farming their jungle, it's nowhere near as bad as what Mundo is doing, because he's taking CS from either me, Ashe, or Annie. And he's feeding, so, like, everything he gets, he's literally throwing away. And, like, he's the single hiccup that's making this game so damn difficult. So, if you're curious on the whole Mundo thing, I do have a jungle game of him up with me running Predator. I would recommend following that more than doing what this guy is doing. He's a pretty bad jungler just in general. And I'm not talking Mundo, I mean the player. So anyway, right here, I kind of want to split push. Yorick is going to keep running away from me. The thing is, my team does not actually do anything to do anything. It may sound odd, but you're going to see the first death right here. I don't know if you actually heard that or not, but I did get an instant message regarding Sentinel stuff. So right there, as soon as the blast cone went down, I realized I'm not getting out of this. And if you look at my teammates, hopefully you understand why I did that surrender vote. So they sent all this stuff top. And now the question is, what did my team do to offset their movement? And the answer is literally nothing. Mundo died, they did not shove that into tower. I don't know what happened with Annie dropping Tibbers. But there was nothing. Like, we just ceded a whole bunch of ground there for no gain, no reason. So right here, Yorick is abusing his Demolish. And the good news is, once he finally runs out of towers to start taking, then I actually can start doing stuff. But right here is a pretty close fight. So he's going to flash the wall. One last auto, and that knocks him down low enough for me to send into the grinder.
Enemy rampage.
So with my little duel resolved, the question is, okay, what are my teammates doing right now? And if you look at the map, you'll see why I get pretty pissed off at most of them. The Leona is the only one who's kind of decent. She makes one bad move, and that's really a drop in the bucket compared to what you see the other guys do. So I don't know if I actually called him out on this yet, because I don't really want to go in the Dragon Pit if Mundo is going to screw around. And the problem we're going to have here is the Ashe. So we're going to have a fight here, and pay attention to the minimap real quick, look at the Ashe, and just be aware she's not going to move for this entire team fight. So let's get the show on the road. So Annie is hanging really far back. I don't know why or what she's looking for. But Mundo goes down. Now I can actually solo Warwick right here. It's just when the other guys come with, there's nothing I can do. So now that the fight's already over and lost, look at what my team is doing. Annie goes in and commits suicide. Ashe still has not moved. Like, I can't fault Leona because she's a tank, she's the support, she's not going to do anything. But holy crap. So right here, the only thing I can really do is call out their stupidity, make fun of them somewhat, so maybe if they think, hey, maybe I am doing something stupid, maybe I should stop doing that. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. I'm probably hoping for too much, but there's no cure for stupidity. That's the simple truth of the matter. So right here I want to try to get Misfortune. Be aware that right now she is 5-1. She died once and she's been on a killing spree ever since. So right here Leona's moving around. So the major problem we're having right here is just that Misfortune is running away with the game. And luckily I'm fed enough to the point where I don't care if I run into both of them, I should be able to take them out, case in point. And now sadly Mundo just keeps whiffing his cleavers, and once the Moby Boots kick in, there's just no catching him. So right there that becomes a zombie ward. I can say in retrospect I should have taken Sudden Impact. It would have made more of a difference. It's just I didn't know that the Warwick was gonna, well, the Warwick and the Yorick were gonna be that bad, and the Mundo, but I digress. So right here I'm doing some split pushing of my own to try to punish them, because with Misfortune dead, there's literally no one they can send. They do not have an answer for me. If they send Warwick and Yorick again, this will be the third time, mind you, I will kill them both again. So it's pretty much just Misfortune. They could send Lux, it's just the kind of player she is, she doesn't really budge much, so yeah. Anyway, I made a note of that pink ward. I couldn't get it out right here because Thresh was looping around, so I kind of used that as a decoy to make my escape out the back. Now I want to go back and pick up some items. I'm going to build a Thornmail and a Dead Man's Plate over the course of this game. I'm going to neglect MR because I don't consider Lux as much of a threat, and I do get a little bit from my Merc Treads. So the Bramble Vest is what I'm going to use for a while now. And I was contemplating the Righteous Glory because it does give me health regen. It's just I want solid armor and consistent mobility.
I climbed out on the corpses.
But anyway, you can look at the various stats there. So while we wait for the next fight to break out, I can give you a little bit of an interesting stat. There are a total of 3 gold players on my team and 2 silver, and the entire enemy team has gold ranks. So I'm pretty much at a fundamental disadvantage, and hopefully from the way you see them playing you can understand who the silvers are. But anyway, Misfortune is the first one down. Sadly, the Thresh is going to get away, and I have to turn around to shoot Warwick in the back to save Annie. And as a result, we don't lose as bad. Keep in mind that was 5 of us versus 4 of them. So right here I'm at the point where my shotgun blasts will proc, well, they reload pretty quickly. And I wanted to go back and grab something like an elixir, if nothing else. But no, I can't do that. So anyway, there is the ult, reel him in. Lux tried to kill me. It was all in vain. Blow away the maiden. And right here, I'm just going to go look around a bit. I could go back and get the Dead Man's now, I believe. Actually, I'm going to pick up the chickens, that's right. So due to the way your passive works, these are not too difficult to take if you're willing to move around in a circle. So right there I think I procced all 6 shots. 1 came back online before that ended, and all the rest are back already. So right here we have Dead Man's. That's going to be my ticket to run down some people. So keep in mind I get mobility from the Black Cleaver plus that. And then I believe Dead Man's, when it's fully charged, does have a slow on the first attack you make or something like that. It's nothing particularly like game changing, it's just helpful for running people down. So right here we're going to force Misfortune to flash out of the pit. We also got her Ghost Blade. And that poor Warwick. So he made the correct choice by mauling Ashe. It's just, I came here to bail her out. Due to the frozen mallet, there's just no way he can catch her. He has to deal with her slow, my slows, he's not going anywhere. So misfortune bites the dust in the end. I do not get an assist, unfortunately. And right here, I'm just trying to figure out, where did Yorick go? I want to pay my buddy a little visit. But unfortunately, I can't find him. So the next best thing I can do is help Mundo with this dragon. Now, at this stage of the game, he should be able to solo it. It's just... well, I'm pretty sure he could. It's just he's not going to be able to take it in any reasonable amount of time because he has a... he didn't prioritize good items. I'll put it that way. Unlike Rammus, I don't think Thornmail is really good to get early on Mundo, and watch this. I wanted to ult Lux because she's the only bounty hunter stack I'm missing, but she vaporized. Now the really bad news for Thresh is I have a crap load of armor, plus I get like a 500 hit point shield from my W. So in the case of Misfortune as well, she's not safe. And then right here I'm serving as a wall to block in the Warwick. He has to use his Q to get to the other side, and there's really nothing he can do. I mean, he's here, and all he's going to do is watch us kick down these towers. Ashe is going to whiff her arrow. So right there, he tried to maul me in vain. So keep in mind, Warwick is a lot less scary when you have a source of grievous wounds, and the Bramble Vest is like the meanest one of the bunch, because if he wants to hit you, he's going to lose his healing. It doesn't matter if he gets the triple healing from being below. Okay, right here is... no, this isn't it. Okay, so he'll lose the healing that he gets from his passive, and that could be what sinks him in certain fights. So right here I'm not opening the window because I was anticipating maybe an interrupt, and then I was going to look to try to blow them away. But in the end, it turned out to not be needed. So right here I just want to push these out a little bit, get the gold, and then I can go back and buy. I knew Yorick wasn't going to come in and fight me because he's afraid of me, rightly so. It's just, I knew there was no danger. So right here we're going to get the full Thornmail. And now my last item I make a mistake on. I'll tell you right now that I buy Hex Drinker. After, like in hindsight with what I know now, the best pick would have been a QSS to become Mercurial Scimitar. So one of the things I was hoping for with the Maw Malmorius was once the shield procs, that does give you Spell Vamp, so I can try to heal off of like my I don't know if it'll work off my passive, my Q, and ideally my ult. Like, I don't know if I can actually get like the lifesteal for 25% of their HP as they go into the grinder, but I had my fingers crossed. So right here with all of them showing bot, we're going to go ahead and take this, which is a pretty good call overall. It's like, best case scenario, I did say these guys are in over their heads. Maybe they're just not good at early game, but they actually know what to do late, which is kind of odd because you only get experience playing late game if the game goes late. Simple, right? Makes sense. Generally, that's why, in case you're wondering, a lot of people say that players will throw in solo queue because everyone plays the first 15 minutes of a game, but how many people play the last 15? Especially once you're past that 45-minute mark, the game becomes quite a bit different at that stage. Now right here, Leona made the mistake of recalling. I thought she was still here. I think everyone else did too. And as a result of her going back there, this entire push failed. We lose Ashe. I think we lose Mundo. I have to burn my flash. Now remember that the blue is pink warded. So right there I'm asking, why did 2 go back? Because that was really, really bad. That should have just been an Annie-only type thing. But anyway, for the blue buff I wanted to go past the Scryer plant, so I knew they couldn't see me there. And now I'm going to go up there and take care of that pink ward finally. Like right here I'm hoping to run into Misfortune, because if I get close to her, she's toast. I'll slow her with the Frozen Mallet, I'll disable her strut, and that will kind of be it. She can burn her summoners to get to safety, but that's about it. Like, that's it. So I was thinking the zombie war would probably die, but Thresh actually started sweeping there, so he gets to pick up both wards. So while they're down there, I want to go ahead and do stuff on the top side. So just keep in mind, I do have the Baron buff. By getting close to the minions, I will give them enhanced movement speed so that they can get closer to making the push. And I do have Annie here. She's not as bad as the Ashe and the Mundo, so I'll take her help. Like, if nothing else, she is a reliable source of CC. Do not discard her for that. So I don't know if you're better off auto-attacking the tower or using your W. The W does less damage but has higher attack speed, so it's kind of a bit of a trade-off. Anyway, right here is the final battle. So when Misfortune gets too far out of line, I reel her in. Now, due to her Guardian Angel, she doesn't go into the grinder, but I can just stand on the other side of her. She has to get through me to get to the safety and just mow her down. That simple. And that's pretty much it. So we'll see if we can do more Giant Enemy Crabgot games in the future. Overall, he seems like a really solid top laner, so as long as he doesn't get really crippled in terms of nerf, I think I wouldn't mind using him a lot more. So right here I'm going to give this to Leona, because she only made one thing that made me scratch my head. Lo and behold, this was an S rank game. Or S minus, because I think I had to stop farming because the team needed someone to babysit them. So I got a box. You can see I did the most damage for my team, Lux for them. Damage taken, went to Mundo. But that's someone new for the channel. I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.